I'm back from my secret mission.
A song from Medea, the Dragon Queen. Medea, Dragon Queen, snake witch of darkest dreams. Come to you whispering, dance with the music sing. Medea, Dragon Queen, snake witch of darkest dreams. Come to you whispering, dance with the music sing. Toxic venom, Medea's kiss, dancing to the bank, cashing checks, cracking whips. Athena with a dark tip, Maltese Island sacred drift. Catherine of the water, purple amethyst. Chickadee +1 on the list. Bumping tracks in the ride, dark harbor, high tide, all-wheel drive. Hecate with the Theriac pollen. From Medea we throw pedophiles to the lions. I'm with a rogue group of Roman rebels who make rope and fashion crosses. The root cutters with the black arrows. Medea, Dragon Queen, snake witch of darkest dreams. Come to you whispering, dance with the music sing. Medea, Dragon Queen, snake witch of darkest dreams. Come to you whispering, dance with the music sing.
Thank you for coming back. It's so nice to be here with you tonight because I have some special things that I'm going to share with you tonight. A couple of big announcements, and then we're going to throw some sources in there that are going to lay the foundation for the Renaissance. I love this. I want to tell you about who I spent some time with. I just got back from a secret mission. And that secret mission involved my meeting Danny Jones. And what an amazingly cool character. This guy is dense as iron. He is a solid. He's an earthy metal, this guy. You could fashion a sword out of Danny Jones. And I thought he was the best interview I have ever had. He is a magnet for the Muse's song. And he did his research, man. He read the whole Chemical Muse. Danny, if you ever see this, thank you for doing that. There's nothing better than having your work critiqued by someone of your, level of cognition. It's nice. It shows me. Love it. It was a wonderful experience. And this guy, Danny, is so cool. I'm serious. He's right at the top. I had the best day of my life, man. And I told him that. And he will be, he and Chewy, right? His Chewy is Steve with a PH. And these are two of the most aggressively Renaissance characters that I have ever seen in my life. This is fantastic. The watchers are going to be watching and saying, my God, man, what have you done? Right? It's just the perfect combination. Oh, we have such good stuff. So, Danny read the whole Chemical Muse, and then he came in and, he wanted to ask questions, tough questions. What were you doing when you were a teenager? Yeah, stuff like that. Good questions. He tracked where, the education was coming from, right? And so, by the way, there will be two versions of this. I made it, so far to where, how it is. We got to discuss the dirty stuff. All you Satan worshiping people. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, that was his first question. What do you mean by Hail Satan? Yeah, I love it. I love it. So this was a great opportunity that I'm very thankful for. And there it'll be released in a YouTube form that is the Disney version, right? It's not actually Disney, but it's the form that we got up to before I just couldn't take it anymore. Everybody knows how I am, right? Yeah, just got to let it go. I got to get it out of there. Now, I said some things there with Danny that I've never said and discussed because I'm an open book. I'm an open book, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows. So this should be fantastic. And I think that there will be enough for you, my satanic congregation. I feel that there will be enough of a fresh look there um, for material that I ended up taking like 80 overhead, 80 passages out there, right? But we ended up in the middle of a tornadic storm with the sirens blaring and oh God, perfectly timed thunder. It was gorgeous. It was me and the Muse and Danny and Steve who ate his popcorn. It was fantastic. I want everybody to critique, to get a chance. When you get a chance to look at that and to critique it, because I talk about some of the things that you and I talk about. So, you know, is this man all right? Yes, he is. Hail Satan. Yeah, love it. So, look, as soon as that gets out, I will blurt it all over the place and make sure everybody gets a chance. Snappy, send people out. Make sure everybody gets a chance to do their part to critique Amen. Now, what is my surprise for you tonight? Before we jump into the orgia, what is my surprise for tonight? Tonight, I want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about a transformation. I've gotten to the point where I cannot answer people who are requesting classes. Okay, I'm overwhelmed, and I know that there's got to be a way for this to proceed. So what I'm doing is I'm opening up Amen You. Yeah, Amen who? Amen You. And what we're going to do is I'm going to offer classes. Yeah, I'm going to offer classes. And in intensive Greek, we'll still have an intensive Greek course, but I'll have pre-recorded. And it'll be something that you can meet in a lab once a week in groups with me there, right? So you still get that one-on-one time, kind of, but in a classroom environment, right? There's a lot of people that we have to accommodate. People want the museum. So I am putting together Amen You currently, including filming, and we're going to have a chance to make that thing come true. That dream. What is that? What is that thing? It's coming true. Did somebody wish upon a star? So, yeah. So it should be up and running. And I wanted to send a message out there to people who have been getting in touch with me and have been saying, look, I want to take your class. I really want to. I'm going to have a list of classes. Okay. And I'm going to continue the classical Greek. And listen, the training modules may be offensive. Yeah. Take it personally. Yes, take it personally. It will be intensive training. So I don't have to coddle you and baby you anymore. This is great. I have a platform now where I can just work you to death, where I can take you to that place where your muscles are all sore, right? Oh, God. Neil is caught the bug. He's running around with texts, getting access to the Loeb Classical Library for any of my Greek students. For a year, you can get access, you get a year membership to the Loeb Classical Library. It's a polyglot. It's got Greek on one side, English on the other, and it's a fantastic way to build your vocabulary or to pack your vocabulary. Yes. Yeah. It was in the middle of a tornado warning with all the thunder and lightning, and it was emphasizing exactly. It was beautiful. It was nature brought into some kind of cosmic orgiastic beauty. Oh God, it was gorgeous, and I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for Danny. So he was trying to keep me on track, and I think he did a good job. And I want to thank him. And we'll see what happens. Great. So for everybody who is in the group that has to be doing text translation from Herculaneum, right? Don't forget. I know that you're still there, right? And I know this is something you're thinking about. We got to rev up for this, right? We've got to get going because this is all timing. It's perfect timing, right? It's beautiful. By the way, I really hope your eclipse was fantastic. I hope it was. Mine brought a new beginning. Yeah, it did. And I want to say, I hope that you will appreciate the interview. I hope you'll appreciate it and appreciate Danny's skill. And cool guy. I haven't even talked about his, his talents, right? I'm just talking as a human being. That's how they speak around here. Okay, it was a tremendous time. Everybody, the classes are coming. Let's get serious. The classes are coming, and I'll have the platform up and going, and then we can figure out the way to farm an army, a Renaissance army. For those of you who have the call, you can feel it, right? People write to me, they're like, I feel it. I feel the call, right? It's something's pulling me, right? You may have seen something, a little serendipitous. These people are usually talking about serendipity. Yes. What is that? Somebody smack Jung. All right, for those of you who love Jung, this is for you. Very bad. All right, let's do this. Here's what I've got tonight. I want to show you a few slides, but before you hit the hyperdrive, Chewy, I just want people to know that I've got several classes that I'm going to go ahead and offer. I'm going to use this opportunity because Danny asked me in the interview, he's like, what did you do after university, after they drove you out of town? What does one do at that point? Well, now I have a chance to do something. Yes, right. Now I have a chance to bring back that university. Only ours is going to be better. Yeah, definitely. Can you hear the thunderous applause of people? I've got some classes to offer you, and I consider taking them. Of course, we'll have the intensive Greek. This one will be a strict 20-week course, right? You go at your pace, but you have to make the benchmarks in order to pass it. Right? You got to be up there. And if you can't, you can't. Right? You just got to work. And I'll have labs there and I'll be mean to you. Right? But in a good way. Not in a derogatory kind of way, but in a way to get you pumped up. Because one of the things that I talked with Danny about was this language makes you smarter. Okay. It makes you smarter. And people will comment to me. And they have for years, ever since I've been teaching it. people come to a point and they realize, oh my God, I'm outthinking other people around me. Right? My husband's a lot dumber than than I thought. Yeah, it's because the Greek does something to your mind. It causes you to expand. It causes you to reach out and to stretch in directions that you're not used to stretching with your foul Anglo-Saxon mouths. That language that you have is so barbaric. English. So barbaric. Doesn't matter what dialect. It's barbaric. And half of its base is Greek. Okay, so, right, what we have to do is we have to expose ourselves, those of us who have the call, to that baptism, that dying of the Greek. And when you're wearing the purple, yeah, you're ready to fly. You're ready to go. Yeah. Mind expanding. Can you believe that? It's mind expanding, but it's sweating. This isn't just a pill that you're going to take and you're going to go to La La Land. That's what those religious historians are for. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. But we have to point out those who are deficient. You know, come on, man. They're samurai, right? You guys know that I'm Ronin. That's what my publisher told me. She said, she's from Ronin Press. And she said, you're Ronin. And that's nice. That's a compliment because the Ronin were basically outcasts. Their lord had been overthrown. Their daimyo had been overthrown. They had nowhere to go. They could just live a life as a samurai, write poetry, right? Do what's right. That kind of thing. But they got no protection from a lord. They're not part of the structure. They're on the outside, man. It's not, life is not the same when you're in exile. Yeah, right? Because they're dangerous. Once your lord's been lost, you're a dangerous element. Yeah, fantastic. Do you see where we are? That's where we are. So I was able to talk with Danny about some of that kind of stuff. And you can hear Steven eating his popcorn in the background. Okay, give him a hard time for that. It's a perfect effect. I mean, it's a perfect effect. It was gorgeous. These guys are geniuses, absolute geniuses. I loved it. I want to go back. Okay, let's. Yeah. So, what are the courses that I can offer you? Let's just slow down and let me give you the courses. So, intensive Greek. I'm going to have a basic Greek lit and a basic Roman lit. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of, I'm thinking about cutting out that side completely, to be quite honest, because I don't think we have time. Yeah, I don't think we have time. We need Greek. We need Greek. That's the one that we really need. So we'll have a Greek literature course then. Also a myth course, because I know people they want to. I used to teach myth at the university, right? So I understand. We'll have an English word roots course. Yeah, but I think that one I'm going to incorporate with the literature in order to kind of push people toward doing the intensive Greek. The intensive Greek is just for those people who really, really want to excel. I mean, these are the crack troops. These are the people you send in first to the library. When we get to those beaches at the library, these are the people we send in first, right? These are the people who can preserve and protect. These, oh, love it. Love it. Okay. And then we'll have a course on cult. And a course on drugs. Yeah, drugs. Finally, we will have a course on magic. On magic, a course on magic. And when I say courses, you understand what I mean is that we're going to the sources, and I'm going to give you the dirtiest stuff. I'm going to give you the stuff that people say, oh, okay, it's time to switch off of YouTube and to switch on to Patreon, right? Because I don't want to get stuck with, I haven't put on something that's uses words that algorithms don't like to refer to. Yeah, I think one of them is what do you call that? What are we, Chewy? Unregulated, unincorporated, somehow, whatever. Detached from the teat. Yeah, that's what they call it when you're sucking that teat. When you're taking in that milk, you little goats. Yeah, that's what we're here to punish, right? You remember that when you're chasing those satyrs and you're beating them, you've got your rhabdon and you're putting your applications via the rhabdon into the part of the human body that's capable of absorbing the drugs that are on those that rhabdon, that sacred wand. You thought wands were all. Isn't it funny? Everybody was watching Disney again, and everybody thought the wands were these, Harry Potter, which is just obscene, man. It's just obscene. Harry Potter's wand. Oh, is this whole thing? I think I understood. I think I found this in junior high. She was one of the best teachers I ever had. Yeah, definitely. I'll leave it at that. Because this is YouTube. Let's keep it. I'm always going to do that, people, by the way. I'm always going to do that. Monetized. We're not monetized, right? Yeah, good. Okay. You got the raw stuff. It's going to be magic and cult. And for the magic and cult and drugs, I may want to combine those into one grand course on the mystery. Yeah. The mystery. So I heard him. I just heard some Melvin say, "Don't you mean the mysteries?" Yeah, in the plural, Melvin. Yeah, the performance, the activation of the throne of Satan. Yeah, fantastic. Love it. Good stuff. Let's go to the sources and see what we've got. Now, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to pull out in the classes, and I want people to be able to follow. Even if you don't have any interest in the Greek, I want you just to follow it. Hit me with the passage. Remember, people, this is the famous passage, Mark 14:51, from the New Testament. Kai neaniskos tis. And this tis here, it never gets translated. Right? It's an indefinite. So it's something or someone. And what is the sum of it? It's some neaniskos, that second word. That is not only a diminutive on the end of it, its root is boy. So this is young boy. There's some young guy. Jesus is with some young guy. And what is that? What is some young guy? What is the fourth word in? Sun ekoluthe. He's assigned to him as a what? Well, like a slave or a soldier. And this guy he doesn't have any armor on. Right? So wait a minute. You mean Jesus Christ wasn't just out doing carpentry? No. He was important enough to have assigned underage naked slaves. Did Jesus have money? It's funny. He always appears poor. I think your pictures are wrong, because here he's got enough power that he's assigned his own naked boy slave. And there's we can go into length about what that privilege is when you've got to have that, when you've got that money. Like, Jesus isn't doing this in the palace, right? He's not watching his wife's daughter, his stepdaughter. He's not watching her dance naked in a dark back alley somewhere, right? He's not watching that. He's in the palace and all the bigwigs are there. This is entertainment, brah. And she comes out and dances so good. He says, I'll give you anything. No, this is Jesus. And he's back in the park, right? With people, 3 of his boys watching, guarding at a distance. Yes. Everybody's like, we know this, sir. Okay, keep going. Don't call me sir. Not even, no, back to the, no, get that off there. Curse the Anglo. Okay, look. Autoi peribeble menos, having wrapped up a sindona, which we all know what that is. It's a bandage. And then those next 2 words, epigumnu, on his private parts. Yeah, and kai kratus and auton, and they arrested him. So there was some young guy assigned to Jesus, and some young guy had his genitals wrapped in a medicated bandage. Yes. And they arrested him. This is when they're arresting Jesus, right? Okay. And what happens? Next one. Oh, look what happens here, people. Look what happens. A young man, look at the transformation of the New International. Tonight, we're going to beat to death the New International version, which is probably as useful as, I don't know, as a Model T. Yeah. Probably about that useful and practical now, right? Sure, for a museum, that's okay, but I'm not taking one on I-10, right? That's what this thing is doing. It's distorting. A young man. No, it's not a young man. Yeah, a young man. Huh. How about, where'd you get the man out of that? There's nothing in neaniskos that's man. Nea means fresh, a little freshy. Neaniskos, it's a diminutive, a little freshy. Yeah, and so a young man, he sounds more distinguished. They distinguished him up. Wearing nothing incidentally, but a linen garment. A linen garment? Seriously? Okay. He was following Jesus when they seized him, right? Like just following. Was this kid out just wandering aimlessly? Right? Who is this weirdo? Go to the next one. Oh my God. Look at it. Look at here. Look at it. Sunana Kolutheo. Follow along with her closely and look at the first examples they give Greek students. They give armies, generals, slaves. Yeah. Attend. What do slaves do? They attend on you. Now, why would I need a young naked boy to attend on me and feel that I had to hide it in a public park at 4 a.m.? Because I'm not running with Herod when I'm doing it, right? He can do that kind of stuff. You can't, bro. And the rich always do. That's not a conspiracy. I'm telling you historically. That's a fact. I'm sorry, people. It goes right back to it over and over and over again. Yeah. Interesting. Let's go hit the next one. Look at this. I was just going to show you the scene dome. We've all seen this here. Let's go through these quick, Chewy, because this is the scene dome, the bandage. This is Bousinos, right? Look at the first line. Bousinos scene dome, right? Oh, nice. Right? Bousinon scene dome. Oh, no. What is it? The linen bandage used for mummies and then wounds, right? There's not much else you're going to wrap with this stuff, but everybody look at number 2 and remember that it is porphyros, right? Or porphyra in the Herculaneum library. And when we bring that up, we're going to see what is the purple. What is the purple? Remember, they're applying this via linen wraps. Via linen wraps. You mean they're putting the burning purple on a linen wrap and then wrapping up a young kid's private parts with it? Yes. What are you going to do at that point? If you're Jesus, somehow the goop is going to get on your face. Right? And why is that? For the Galene. For the Galene. You're going to suck the Black Death right through that linen. Yeah. It's impregnated in the wrap. Okay. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing what Jesus is doing? Are you seeing? That's one of the things that I like that Danny said. Was he said, oh my God, all of a sudden this stuff is making sense. Yeah. I'm sorry to inform you that your God is a child killer and his son is a pedophile. Yeah. Pederast is the technical term in antiquity for those who have the students, just like Hercules and his pederastic centauron, his centaur. Yeah. Are you there? Do you see where you are? This is your life. This is your life. And you serve a pederast. If you're into that kind of thing, maybe throw in some genocide. Yeah, that's usually what happens. But that stuff has to be purged. That stuff has to be purged. And that's coming from the one that you don't see except in the reflection. Yeah. You know who she is. You know who she is. All right. Let's go to the next text. Next text. Who's saying that? It's the sacred name. Do you not know the sacred name? What is this? What is this purple? Just look down at number 2. This is that has to do with the gloss. I want you to see that all the way under Roman numeral number 2, number 4, they finally give you the concrete form of it, right? They tell you the purple color. This is the purple. This is the purple. It's not like they go to school and learn about the colors, right? Everybody knows what the purple is. And it has symbolic associations with it to the extreme, right? To the extreme. It is royal. It is royal. It is divine. Yeah. It is that death. And if you don't have that Galene, if you're not sucking that Black Death right out of that linen, your mouth isn't full of the burning purple, yeah, you're not in. Right? That's how you disrupt the signal. Yeah, it's how you breach through that dark star. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, God. It's delicious, isn't it? Let's go. The purple was there, and then I wanted you to see the mordant too, but that's okay. It's a part of the preparation. Finally, buffet, right? Buffet, dipping. What is the dipping? The baptism is a dying, and that dying is a drug action. And a lot of you will say, well, that's obvious, isn't it? Right? Yeah, not necessarily. Right? Not drugs in the way that you think of them. Yeah, the dyeing of the hair was talked about as the invention of Medea, whose brain must have been huge. She must have had connections. She must have, okay, it wasn't, I'm sure her brain wasn't huge, but her calculating power must have been off the charts. Because she apparently invented, we have ancient sources that tell us she invented hair dyes, which is cool if you think about it. They say her native color was blonde, but she'd dye her hair all the time. Yeah. You know, there's a fashion in antiquity of having a purple stripe. Having a purple stripe. You know what you honor? You know what you honor you offer to the dead? You give them the honor of your purple stripe. Isn't that a gorgeous? Isn't that a gorgeous concept? Imagine the women that were doing this. Imagine them. You can, yeah, imagine them. Oh, the purple stripe. Yeah, we're there, people. We're we're right up that alleyway. This is gorgeous. I love this. Okay. Thank you for the great pictures, by the way, Chewy. Chewy didn't go with me this time, but next time Chewy will go with me. Definitely. I need my own Chewy. You know what I mean? And so leaving behind the bandage, the kid ran away naked. Good. Now, all I want to point out, because you guys have seen this 1,000 times, all I want to point out is, look, all we're doing is going to the Greek. That's all we're doing. We're just going back to the Greek. And the only way for us to really get down to the dirt is to read a whole bunch. That's the only way. It's the only way. Kid fled naked. Let's go to the next one. We're going to fly through these because I've already taken people's time. Here's the New NIV. Let's kick it up. Let's beat this thing up. He fled naked. No, that's not what it said. No. It said first, the bandage fell off his you-know-who. Yeah, that belongs. Yeah, because why? Because he and Jesus, who, by the way, by this time, Jesus is groggy and paranoid. He's falling over, says Mark, and paranoid, scared. Yeah, the guy's messed up. He's jacked, right? So he's got to take from that boy. Why do you think he's sitting there? Isn't it a gorgeous, intimate picture of Jesus? That when Jesus Christ is arrested in a public park with a naked boy, that he has a difficulty taking the cup through that bandage. He has a difficulty doing that. He's like, oh, Father. Oh, Dad. Remember, Dad's a child sacrificer. So it doesn't matter, right? Jesus got no sympathy on that end. So it's like, oh, and by the way, for those of you who think, and I get this every once in a while, this image of your piety, your Christian piety. We must spank the bottom of Christian piety. That's what you get. Now go hang with your sisters. When you, because of piety, pietas, never mind. When you give in to the fairy tale, you end up giving over everything. And Jesus didn't have a good relationship with his father. His father killed him. Your model of what a father is not that. Did you know, right? The Olympians are looking around like, woo, right? Did you know there's a good father out there? And a good father would not put his child to death under any circumstances. I don't care what you can come up with. Yeah, fantastic. So let's just run to the real Zeus here and see what it is. By the way, Zeus is thousands of years older than Yahoo. So you can see that Yahoo is a corruption. It's a corruption, right, of the generation of heaven and earth. You didn't, right, in the beginning was, right? Uranus and Gaia. Go, they all know this. Next one. Look at this. Get up, he says. Jesus is like, this is when he gets discovered, right? And I want you to see Agatus, the Agon. Oh my God. Let's get going. Get up, right? His guys are half passed out on the ground. Right. See, they can't even stay awake. He's having a problem, right? He has to wake them up. He spends an hour with the kid and then he goes back, or a watch, which can be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yeah. So depending on who was doing it at what time, what friggin' century. So it could be as long as 2.5 hours. So he's there with the kid for a considerable amount of time, comes back, and his guards, they're asleep again, right? Can't keep these kids awake, right? Give them a stimulant, right? Somebody give these kids a stimulant. That's what the lay stace is up to, right? So, okay, so there we are. Kid runs away. Good. Let's go to the next one. I just wanted to show you. He's in a rush. He says, look, the betrayer is going to come over and hit it. He's got a name for him already, the betrayer. Jesus is good. Like Trump, he makes up names. Yeah, isn't that funny? Oh, that's funny. At this time, Jesus answered and he said, oh, God, I'm so ex-homologic with you. Right. Now, look at that second word that first word on the second line. Ex-homologic. Right? Ex-homologumai. I am being literally, intensively on the same reckoning or reasoning as you. Now, most of your translations would be like, oh, Father, I praise you. No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that at all. He says we're on the same reason wave. You and me, we're on the same reason. Pater cure, Father, Lord. This isn't just, this word kurios goes back to, this is old Mycenaean stuff. Right? The korwa and the kurios, all that oracular stuff. This Lord goes back to that. So this is important. I mean, this is 1,000 years before Jesus. This thing is coming out, right? And he says, what is he the Lord of? He's the Lord of Uranos and Gaia. Wait a minute. What? You mean there's a theogony in this thing? Yes, there is. And this is the family. All right. Welcome. Here it is. It's from the Bible. Nobody reads the Bible anymore. Yeah. And he's hidden, right? You hid this stuff, which is what, Christians, if you don't realize all this stuff is hidden, think about it for a minute. There's no cult religion that starts out with drugs and baby blood and brains. Remember the brains? I thought that was interesting. That has any sort of hope of becoming modern, like what you've got today, Christians. They don't have a hope of becoming modern unless they uninject the system. They take out the antidote, so the stuff can't mix, and we get boom, we get explosion. Right? That's what's going on here. They're trying with the translations are trying to hold that down. Okay, go back to the because that's what you don't have that in modern Christianity, right? It doesn't make any sense to you if you have not had the truth hidden from you in code, right? If you haven't been through that experience, it's because you don't crack it. Right? Crack it, and then you'll know. This is what it says. It says you hid these things from the smarty pants. Yeah. And you what? You showed it auta nepios. You showed it to the nepios. Who are the nepios? You idiots. They're children. They're idiot children. Do you know what an idiot child is? It's a cool concept. Think about it for a minute. Everybody thinks, no, we have child. Our Anglo-Saxon doesn't permit us to take that extra step and to say, well, you got different kinds of children. All right, what kinds of children? You know what the Greek language allows you to do? It allows you to classify. Aristotle uses it that way, right? All the maestros of ancient Greek, Sappho, for example, that's exactly how she uses it. She categorizes. Yeah. What kind of things can you have in the world? You can have something called an idiot child. You can't blame an idiot child. Idiot children they're idiot children. You know what I mean? It's not every child that's an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you kept this from the wise and you gave it to idiots. Keep going. If you're not an idiot, you don't know what I'm talking about. Just never mind. Here we go. At that time, Jesus said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to who? To little children. No, it's not what it says. It says napios, right? Not paidos, right? Oh my God. Nothing with a kid there. It's just a bad translation. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep it they're trying to keep it within the fairy tale. Right? Okay, Muse, show us what they did. Keep it, show us a little more. Go. Hit the next one. Oh, yeah, here's your napios, just in case you don't believe me. Right? Silly. Silly is a nice way of saying it. That's a Victorian way of saying it, right? Silly. You have any idiot children that you've been around? Yeah, I've known some in my time, right? I understand the categorization, right? It's very scientific. Very scientific. Mommy, am I an idiot child? Is that where we go? Go. Next one. Love it. And oh, yeah. Look, he's standing there talking with him, right? Jesus is with his boys who have fallen asleep because they've been hitting the opium too much, right? And behold, Judas, one of the 12, comes. Right? He approaches. And with him is this big crowd with their swords and with their clubs. They came from the archpriests and the elders. Okay. This next one, we can skip the English. I don't think the English is that. Go ahead. No, go to. I think I already skipped it. Go to there. Oh, up one. Yep. No, that's okay. Keep going. And immediately, what happened? He came up to Jesus and he said, Kyrie. Nice, Rabbi. Yeah, hi there, Rabbi. And he kataphiles in him. He tongued him. Right? Now I'm telling you, that's the word for kiss, but there are different types of kiss. And you can categorize them. There's the kiss that is you meeting somebody for the first time if you are in Italy. Yes, or seeing your friend home for lunch. Give him a peck on the cheek. There's that kind of kiss. And then there's this kind of kiss. And this is the amorous kiss. This is the amorous kiss. This is the intensified kiss. You know what I'm talking about. You don't kiss your mother like you do your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Right? It's a different kind of kiss. Well, Jesus gives them the wet one. Right? He gives him the big one. He tongues Judas. Now watch this. Watch his response. Notice the Greek, what we're doing with, right? What I'm trying to introduce us to tonight is that refining in order to get you to see, look, you can make bigger words than are actually in your brain. Your brain can do that. It can come up with bigger concepts. Love it. Next one. Going at once. And he kissed him. Look, they cleaned it up. That's phileo, brothers. That's not, oh my dirty, deceitful men of the cloth. Oh, by the way, take it down for a second. I got to talk about some of my background that I didn't get to talk about before, which I thought was very nice. I thought it was very nice. Yeah. Some of it striking and scary, which is punctuated in the video by lightning and thunder, right? You can hear the thunder in the background. So when we talk about, which I thought was a great effect, when we talk about the things that we talk about, which are, we're getting there. Let's do it. Bring me back the source. Yeah. Go, give me that one. Here it is. Yeah, it can also mean to caress. It's basically to give intimate love, to give that intense, right? That kata is an intensifier. Now you'll know, because in the future, when we put a kata with something, you'll know, oh, this thing augments it. This thing causes it to enter into the most of the most, right? If this is a comparative, right? This is the one that's more than the other one, right? Love it. And look at the bottom. This is the amorous kiss. We only have two more, right? We're almost done. And Jesus did what? He said to him, now watch. You're never going to get this unless you go to the Greek. So Judas comes up and gives Jesus a giant mouth kiss, right? Jesus is there with his dazed boys and the naked kid, right? You got to imagine, you got to set it up, right? He's already been stumbling around, unsure on his feet. He doesn't want to do what he's going to do to get from that kid what he was trying to get. And then all of a sudden he says, oh my, here comes betrayer. Get up. Let's go. He says, let's go. Let's get out of here. Right? But it's too late. We're in the middle of talking to him. Judas is already there on top of him, French kissing him. Yeah. And then how do we know that it's French kissing? What's the next, that same verse? Boom. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 word in. Hetire. Right? What does Jesus say to him? Jesus says to him, do what you gotta do, lover. Do what you gotta do, lover. You mean my universe of salvation and Christianity is based on that dude? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. So if you got no problem with pederasty, then worship away. And there may be some people out there, it's like you can't create a genocide without weapons, without some kind of plan, without some kind of payments, right? You can't. You need that as backing. If you cut that off, you can't have it anymore, right? Your genocide will go away. It has to be supported. There have to be resources poured into it, right? That's the way it is. If you want to shovel the fires of Yahoo, that's the way you got to do it. Remember, the divinities, that father that is that good father that doesn't kill his kids. Are you ready? This is from Vigoya, the priestess on the Vatican. All of those forms have fled into the animals. Okay, you just sit. No, sit on the throne. Those of you who are sitting on the throne, sit on it again a couple of times. Yeah. Get the feeling back in your soul. Yeah. Get those brain connections connecting. Yeah. And look at the throne of Satan. Yeah. Good. Hit the last one. Look, people, how Jesus replied, do you do what you came for, friend? Seriously? Seriously? Does that even make sense? Right? Do you see? You thought the muted tones in Jesus's skin, you thought that was, because he was born with, without hormones or something, right? Something's going on. We're not going either male, female on this one. We're just going blah, right? That's the fairy tale Jesus that you've got, right? He doesn't say, look, that friggin' betrayer is coming. Let's get out of here. And then get French kissed and then say something to him. Friend? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? No, no. It is an attempt to obscure the original. And that's what we at the museum and at the place that we'll be collecting ourselves at the U. That is where we have to have those details. I'm not going to be satisfied. I saw somebody that Neil was interviewing a long time ago say, "Oh, if even 65% of what I say is right, I'm happy." Seriously? That's the measure of accuracy. Well, get out of the way because we're going to sink your ship. Yeah, we're serious here. We carry the purple. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Why? Because it was hidden? No. Because we were the wise and we figured it out. That's what God doesn't want you doing. That's what Yahoo doesn't want you doing. He doesn't want your eyes opened. Will it kill you? No. You'll have new life. You'll be alive for the first time, and he doesn't want it. Why? Because he's Yahoo, bro. I don't know. How long do you think I've been ruling this place? Yeah. He's Yahoo. Give him his child sacrifice. You have a choice. You have a choice. It's an incredible thing to watch. Incredible. But, those are the happenings and the waves in time. And from that, you can chart a course. You can know how to ride those waves. Yeah, because you can see where it's going. That's what the oracular science is all about. How do I know the future? Yeah. How do I know the future? How does she know the future? Yeah, love it. Let's go to somebody get my goat, please. Let's just say hello. So bring Penelope up. So as we end tonight at this sacred moment of the satanic congregation, as we end this point, I want us to focus. As you're sitting there, please focus on the symbol of the cross. Look at that cross. Look at that cross and see exactly what that cross means. See it for what it is. See it for the shame. Because you're going to wear that thing. You're going to wear that thing in the ion. And just so you know, the cross goes down just like the swastika. Thank you for coming tonight. Hail Satan.
Scythian archers riding on horseback, purple rain shower, latex alarm, more man with the plan, blazing the good stuff, twist up, let's go down the list with all the ingredients, original sources, psychedelic potions, double trouble, ridiculous, Venus the producer hung on the temple up high, snake witch, queen of the dragons, growing weed in the graveyard, with kisses of poison for you, she's come and see it tonight. Nikki with the dragon venom of the darkest type. Medea, dragon queen, snake witch of darkest dreams, coming to you whispering, dance with the music sing. Medea, dragon queen, snake witch of darkest dreams, come to you whispering, dance with the music sing. Thank you.